Yeah, sorry for the confusion, guys. Yeah, let's start. Today we'll be discussing about continuous data load. Continuous data load using SnowPipe. Okay. Now we're focusing on from AWS using using SQS. We're using the simple queue service. You can create the SnowPipe. You can perform the auto ingestion of data using either simple queue service or simple notification service. We will for today's topic we will be using simple queue service. Okay, while discussing with Azure, we will utilize the concept like SNS, which is a publish and subscribe and publish concept. Publish concept, which will give it's a concept in Azure. We are using the service bus. It's a feature where the same concept will be introduced using the service bus in Azure. Okay, while discussing the continuous data load using Azure, we will discuss the concept using the SNS. For now, we will be focusing on SQS simple queue service. Okay, the process is moreover similar, which we have discussed on creating the external stage like that. Now let us replicate the how we are going to create the external stage, how we are going to create the external bucket. First step is we need to create the S3 bucket. Step one is going to be we need to create a S3 bucket. Create a S3 bucket to place all our files. Okay, let us create the S3 bucket. For that, it's simple. Actually, you need to log in into AWS, click on services, click on S3. You have the option to create bucket, right? Click on create bucket. Give the name which is a globally unique name. The name must be a global unique. Just I'm giving you access to the public and acknowledge this. Just simply create the bucket. The bucket had created successfully. Navigate to this bucket and create the folder inside the bucket. Just I'm giving data load. So once the folder got created in the bucket, just copy the URL. From the step one, we got the URL. Just I'm pasting it here. Step two is to create the stage. Now let's do it to create the stage with create or replace stage, and we are going to give a stage name. Here we are going to give the URL from where we are going to access the data. We need to provide the URL from where we are going to access the data. While creating this stage, we require the storage integration object. Okay. So storage integration. So while in the first step we have created the bucket, in second step we are trying to create the stage. So to create the stage, we require the storage integration object. So now let's create the, in the step 3, let's create the storage integration object. The syntax for this is create or replace storage integration, and you need to provide the integration object name. We need to give the type equal to external stage. Storage provider equal to the, as the storage provider is S3, AWS, we need to give the S3. We're going to give the storage allowed locations. Provide the URL which was copied from the S3. We need to give the AWS storage arrow. One second. After type, we need to give the, we need to mention enabled equal to true. Just storage AWS, storage role AWS ARN. One second. Just me. So these are the fields. First, we need to create the storage or storage integration object. Just I'm creating the storage integration object with the name my first storage integration. Just I'm going to get the type external stage. Next, enabled equal to true. Where the, what is the storage provider? If it is AWS, then you are going to give S3. If it is Azure, just we are going to mention as Azure. If it is GCP, then we are going to mention the storage allocated locations. Then we need to provide the storage AWS role ARN. Okay. So hope everyone is able to follow as of now. So first we have created the S3 bucket. After S3 creation of S3 bucket, we have got the URL. Okay, in step 2 we are trying to create the stage. So to create the stage, we require storage integration. As we require storage integration, we are trying to create the storage integration. But while creating the storage integration, we require the role ARN. So what we will do in the step 4, we need to create the, we need to create role in, need to create role in AWS, attach a policy, attach a policy for the role, and then we can get the ARN for that particular role. Okay, now let's create the role and attach a policy in AWS. So to create the role, just navigate to the IAM, select the roles, create a role. Select the AWS account. As we are going to connect from a Snowflake, it's a third party, right? Select the require external ID, provide 4 zeros as of now, and click on next. Just type the S3. Here we are going to provide the full access. This policy, this is the policy which we are going to utilize already. If there is no policy specified is going to suit our requirements, then we are going to create a new policy as per our requirement. Okay, as of now S3 full access is required, sufficient for us. So just give the role name. I'm mentioning as a data load. This is the policy. If you want to customize, you can customize by editing the policy. So as the policy which is already provided is sufficient, so just I'm creating the role. If you select the role, from here you can get the ARN of the newly created role. Okay. Just I'm copying the role. Okay, step next is going to be step 5. Step 5 is going to, we need to create a trust relationship. So we have got the AWS ARN, and we are going to create given the storage integration. Similarly, if we are going to execute this, then we are going to get the Snowflake ARN and external ID that will be provided in the AWS. Okay, let me execute this. Okay, now my first integration object got created successfully. Just I am describing the integration object. If I describe the integration object, right, here I have got the external ID. Just currently I'm taking this external ID and navigating back to the role. Navigating back to the role. Select the trust relationship in the roles. Click on edit trust policy. If you can see here, there are the 4 zeros, right, which are external IDs. Just copy the external ID here. Similarly pick the storage AWS IRN. Just click on update policy. So now our trust policy got updated. So we have completed the creating the trust relationship. We have completed. So we have established a relationship between the AWS S3 and as well as a Snowflake. Till now, it is the same process that we have discussed yesterday. Step 6. Now let us create the stage. We have got the storage integration object, right? Let us execute the stage. Let us create the stage. This is the stage that I am using for continuous load. Just I am executing this. Now we have successfully created the stage. As of now, it's a similar process that we have done yesterday. Now we are going to create the pipe. Pipe is nothing but a, let us we are going to consider as a normal pipe. Once if you drop water this side, then automatically the water will be coming on the outside, right? It's a, just imagine the normal scenario as a pipe. Similarly, the pipe is nothing but establishing a trusted relationship between the S3 and as well as a Snowflake. Once the file got dropped on the let us consider on the left side, we are going to drop a file. Automatically, Snowflake is going to use the virtual resource or compute resource, which is internally the virtual machines it will utilize. It will pick the file and automatically it will try to load the data into the Snowflake table, which we have mentioned here. So just I'm creating the pipe here. It's the syntax is create or replace pipe, and I'm giving the pipe name as my first name. I'm going to provide it the auto ingestion as true. So it automatically it is going to ingest the data, and then as after providing the keyword as we're going to place the copy into command. Here I have the first table which we have created earlier, and so I am utilizing the stage. This is the stage that we have created. I'm going to use the same stage and utilizing the same format. Okay, just I am executing this command. So here our first pipe call is created. The name of our pipe is my first pipe. Auto, here you are going to set auto ingest. You are trying to say with the pipe, just auto ingest the data from, we are going, it is going to copy the data into the first table, from where it is going to pick for the continuous load. Whatever the file that got placed in this stage, it's going to pick, and this pipe is going to load the data into this particular first table. So let us describe the pipe. If you describe the pipe here, we are going to get the ARN. After executing the describe pipe and my pipe, sorry, let's give the my first pipe. This is our pipe. If you are going to execute this, you are going to get the ARN. This is the notification channel. For the bucket, we are going to establish a notification channel. Let's pick this ARN. Let's move to the S3 bucket. Select the properties. Just navigate down. But if you navigate down, there is a field as a event notifications. Just select the create event notification. Give the event name for the event notification as a data load, something which is very specific. In the object creation, just give the select all, as we are going to you are going to get the notification for everything like update, delete, inserts, whatever the new things happen. Okay, just at the top, at the bottom, if you get navigate to the bottom, just choose the SNS. Okay, choose here, enter SNSQARN. Provide the ARN that you have described, we have got this while describing the pipe, and just click save changes. So now we have established a trust relationship, and we have created the pipe. We have taken the notification channel ARN, and we have given the same notification ARN in our particular bucket, right? So now what must happen is whenever we drop a file into Snowflake S3 bucket, then automatically the SnowPipe need to pick the file and it must auto ingest the data into Snowflake table. Now let us see the let us see that. Just I'm querying truncate table first time. I'm truncating the data. I'm deleting all the data present in this table. Now we have zero number of records in the table. Okay. Now let us see what happens if I am going to drop a file in the our S3 bucket. The requirement is the SnowPipe need to pick the file automatically and ingest the data into table. Okay. So this is the folder, right? Now I am trying to upload a file. We have the 60 number of records in the file. Now this 60 number of without executing without manually executing the copy into command, this file need to be loaded into the Snowflake table. Just click on upload. Okay, the file got uploaded successfully. Let us wait for a minute to verify the status. We have a latency of around 35 to 40 seconds once the file got dropped. Okay, now I'm navigating back to the Snowflake.
Mohan, same like in Azure also same stuff you're going to use to like storage, right? Ladders and ladders.
Yeah, same. Yes, exactly. It's the same process. Moreover, if you any cloud, it's the same process. Same is have the notification service and queue service. Actually, the SNS we have right in the notification service, we are going
Yeah,
to call it as a in AWS, we are going to call it as a SNS, simple notification
SQL.
service. Whereas in Azure, we will call it as a service bus. SQS and in SNS, we have SQS, we will establish a point-to-point communication. Whereas in
Okay.
SNS, we are going to establish a publish and subscribe model. We are going to create one of the SNS topic, and we will ask lot of consumers to subscribe to that channel. So whoever the consumer gets subscribes to that channel, automatically the message will be delivered to the different subscriber, different consumers. We have a concept like subscriber and as well as a consumer. Hope
Okay.
yeah, if you have knowledge about the publish and subscribe, you can understand that. No worries. Do you have any
Okay.
idea
Sure.
on that publish and subscribe model?
No, I do.
Yeah,
No. I do. I want work on that, but I do have some little bit knowledge on that. That's
okay,
it.
okay. No worries. We will look in a service bus is a service which SNS service will be provided by Azure. While discussing Azure data load, we will look into that SNS.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah. Let me query this table. If you can see here, it has you have the 60 records now. Automatically, the Snowflake had picked the file in the SnowPipe using the SnowPipe, and the data got loaded. So whatever we are doing manually by executing the copy into command, we are manually every time executing the copy into command, right, to load the files into our particular stage tables. Instead of that, we have automated entire process using the notification channel. In this notification channel, we have used the SQS. Okay, let me drop another two tables, another two files in the S3 bucket. So this is our folder, right? Let me drop another two table files. Every file has another 60 records, the same data. Let's see how it handles. Let's wait for a 40 seconds. We have latency of around 35 seconds close to. Let us wait for a minute. So yeah, let's wait for a minute and look the counts of it. So we are almost all, we have three agendas, right? I mean to say, in Snowflake, either in Snowflake or any of the data warehouse. So the first objective is to bring data. To bring data, to bring data. And the second objective is to process data. Third objective is to share data. To share data to downstreams or any business or as per or any other or for any other requirements. Okay, so we have now we are in a stage of discussing to bring the data into Snowflake. Okay, we have almost all looked into how we are going to load the data using the web UI from internal stage, from external stage. So using SnowPipe, it's going to be a continuous SnowPipe. We have the two types of loads, right? Bulk loading. If the files are available in the historical data, like in the form of files, then we are going to use the web UI internal stage or external stage. Then if it is continue, if the files are getting going to be continuous, then we are going to use the SnowPipe. I have discussed about the bulk load and as well as a continuous. So pending from the data loading perspective is how we are going to work with the, we will see the only the Azure, but we will ignore the GCP. We will see the Azure, how Azure continuous load, how we are going to work with the Azure continuous, and as well as using the external stage. These two concepts, then we will discuss the validation mode, which are the two parameters crucial in copy into command, validation mode and as well as a on error. How we are going to how we are going to work on these two parameters. Then we will wrap the about the data loading. Once all we are familiar with the data load, how we can do with the data load and what are the different techniques available in that for data loading in Snowflake, then we will try to understand, then we will start working the how we can process the data in Snowflake. So we have a task and streams. The concepts like task and streams is for a change data captures. Before that, we'll understand what do you mean by micro partition. Micro partition, what do you mean by micro partitions? How the data is going to store internally in Snowflake. Once you load the data into Snowflake, how you need to understand how the data is going to stored in a Snowflake. Okay, as a processing, we will try to explore the stored procedures, dynamic tables. We have iceberg tables. we have different types of tables. We'll start our discussion once we understand how the data is going to stored in Snowflake. We'll start discussion on what are the different types of tables like temporary, transient, and permanent tables. We'll start the discussion. All the processing concepts. It will take around 20 days, 20 to 25 days, 20 to 25 hours to understand the processing, how the data, how we are going to process the data. It will take around 20 to 25 hours to discuss the how we are going to process the data. Okay, so we will so as of now intentionally we haven't seen any of the error in the during the data load. So during the validation mode or error, we will understand how the what are the different types of errors, how we are going to debug and troubleshoot the errors. Okay, once data loading is understood, then we will move to the how we are going to process the data. Mainly the major topics would be like micro partitions, streaming, I mean to say how we are going to work with the task and streams. These are the different concepts. We will how we are going to process the data internally, we will look into that. Once the processing of data is done, then we will move into the data sharing. So while working with the processing data only, we will try to understand the admin activities like RBAC, role-based access control, and DAC, discretionary access control. These are the two admin concepts. We will understand these admin activities as well while processing the data. Then we will move to the sharing data, how we can share the data to the downstreams, and we will work with the Power BI DAX. DAX is a language used to work with the data in Power BI. We will create one simple dashboard, how it will be shown to the user. Okay, this is what our process for the next around 30 days. Okay, now let us query the dates. If you can see here, 180 records are available. Automatically, we haven't executed copy into command. Automatically, SnowPipe had picked the file and it has processed and loaded the data into our table. Okay, let me face the data. So we have a 180 rows. If you can see here, we have a 180 rows, 60, 60, 60. You have processed the three files, and these are the three 180 records. Okay. Hope everyone is able to understand the process, right? Just I will rephrase. In the step one, we have around 7 steps close to. In the step one, we are going to create the S3 bucket, create folder. We're going to get the URL. In the step two, we need to create the stage. To create stage, we require storage integration object. Okay. So in step three, we will create the storage integration object. So while creating the storage object required storage integration object, we require role ARN. So we will again navigate back to AWS, create role in AWS, attach a policy for this, attach a policy for the role, and create role. We get the AWS ARN. So in step 5, taking AWS ARN, we execute the storage integration. Execute storage integration, and we will get and we'll describe storage integration. From here we will get the SFARN and external ID. The step 6, this we are going to provide the SFARN. SFARN external ID will be shared in AWS to create trust relationships. So in the step 7, whatever you have left over in the step 2, will provide storage integration left in step 2 we are going to create a stage. Okay, in the step 8 we are going to create a pipe with copy into command. In the step 9 we are going to describe the pipe to get the, see, we are going to have created the pipe, right? Just after creating the pipe we are going to describe the pipe. Describe pipe. In the step 10 we are going to take pipe notification channel ARN and move to S3 and provide ARN in notification channel. Okay, step 11, now the automatically all the configuration is got completed. If you can see, till these are the 10 step process to work with the SnowPipe, all the configuration which get completed. The step 11, place file in S3. Automatically the data will be inserted in table. Okay, this is the entire process. You need to be familiar every step. Actually, if someone explains the, if you could, did you please explain the continuous data load using the SnowPipe, you need to be in a situation where you need to explain all this. It's a simple 10 step process. It's a very easy. If you can try, if you can work in the reality for a couple of times, automatically you will get familiar with all these 11 steps. Okay, hope any doubts with these 11 steps, how we have created the S3 bucket, how we are going to create the role, how we are going to attach the policy, how we are going to share the ARNs and establish the trust relationships. Any doubt here on these 11 steps? Just try to familiar with every step, whatever these 11 steps, try to execute by yourself and try to be familiar with this. Okay, any doubts on for the continuous data load? Yeah, okay, thank you guys. If there are no doubts, actually for the